Little whys, wise replies. Welcome to KidSay.
Hi learners, it's Ari here, your guide on KidSay. Welcome back to our podcast, where we dive into the big, fun, and sometimes tricky questions kids like you ask. Before we begin, remember, if you've got a question for KidSay, you can send it only through the KidSpace Stories and Music app. That's where I'll be looking, so if you're curious about something, that's the best way to reach me. All right, today's question is one that comes up every September when backpacks are packed, pencils are sharpened, and kids are heading back to the classroom. It's a question so many of you wonder, why do I have to go to school? At first, the easy answer is, because my parents tell me to, or because that's the rule. But those answers don't really satisfy a curious mind. So today, let's look deeper together. What is school really for, and why is it such an important part of your life? Imagine astronauts before a space mission. They don't just climb into a rocket and press a button. They practice, they train. They learn about stars, spacesuits, and even how to fix problems if something breaks. School is like that for you. Your life is your big adventure, and school is the training ground. Reading, writing, math, science, art, they're like your astronaut tools. Without them, it would be hard to explore the world, share your ideas, or follow your dreams. Think about it. If you want to build a treehouse, you need math to measure the boards. If you want to write a comic book, you need language to bring the story to life. If you want to study sharks or stars, you need science to ask the right questions. School is your launch pad. But school isn't only about books and lessons. One of its greatest treasures is friendship. When you run outside at recess, when you laugh at a joke your classmate makes, when you work together on a project, you're learning skills that matter for your whole life. How to share, how to listen, how to solve problems when people disagree. Imagine this. Two kids both want the same swing. One says, "It's my turn." The other says, "No, I was here first." That tiny moment is practice. Practice in fairness, in compromise, in being kind. School is full of these moments, and each one shapes who you are becoming. Maybe you've thought, I could learn from YouTube or from books at home. Why go to school? Here's the secret. Learning is more powerful when it's shared. Books and videos give you knowledge, but classmates and teachers give you sparks. When someone asks a question you didn't think of, your brain lights up. When a teacher explains something in a new way, you suddenly understand. When a friend shows you their perspective, your world grows wider. Learning alone is like having puzzle pieces, but no one to help you sort them. Learning together is like building the picture faster, with more joy. Now let's be honest. Sometimes school feels tough. The homework pile seems endless. The test feels scary. Maybe you feel shy answering in front of the class. These moments are like the hard levels in a video game. Level 1 is easy, but higher levels test your patience and skill. School challenges help you level up in resilience. They teach you that mistakes aren't failures, they're stepping stones. Every time you try again, your brain grows stronger. School also hides surprises. You might walk into art class and realize you love painting. Or step into music class and discover you can keep a perfect beat. Maybe in science, you find out you love building experiments. Or in literature, you realize you can spin amazing stories. School is like a treasure chest. Some treasures are waiting in plain sight, like reading or math. Others are hidden until you stumble across them. And each treasure you find is a clue to who you are. Let's play pretend for a moment. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and, poof, there's no school anywhere. At first you'd cheer. No alarm clock, no homework, no tests. Just games and fun all day. But after a while, questions would start popping up. Who would teach you to read new stories? Who would help you understand why rain falls or how airplanes fly? Where would you meet friends every day? How would you discover new interests you didn't even know you had? The world without school might feel fun for a week, but soon it would feel empty. That's because school isn't just about rules. It's about giving you a place to grow, to wonder, and to discover. Now let's play a little game together. Think about something you once thought was boring in school, but then it turned out to be amazing. Maybe you thought dinosaurs were just old bones in a museum, but then you learned they ruled the Earth for millions of years, and scientists are still uncovering secrets about them today. Maybe you thought pyramids were just pointy buildings, but then you found out they're giant structures built thousands of years ago without modern machines, and no one is completely sure how people did it. Maybe you thought maps were just squiggly lines. Then one day, you used one to explore a new place, and suddenly, those lines meant an adventure. See? School plants seeds that don't always sprout right away, but later, they grow into wow moments that make life richer. So why do you have to go to school? Because it gives your brain training for the adventures ahead. Because it surrounds you with friends who help you grow. Because it challenges you, and challenges make you stronger. Because it hides treasures, talents and passions that belong only to you. Because it gives you why moments that can turn into discoveries. School isn't perfect, but it's one of the most powerful places to shape your today and your tomorrow. So, learners, today's question was, why do I have to go to school? The answer isn't just because adults say so. The deeper answer is that school is your launch pad, your treasure chest, your training ground, your place to grow curiosity into wisdom. It's where your questions find room to breathe. So next time you pack your bag or line up for class, remember, school isn't just something you have to do. It's the place where your great adventure is beginning. That's it for today's KidSay. If you've got a question you'd like me to answer, remember to send it through the KidSpace Stories and Music app. I can't wait to see what you're wondering about next. Today's answers were brought to you with help from Britannica, Time, and the Washington Post. See you next time, learners.
That's it for today's episode of KidSay. If something made you wonder, that's a good thing. Big questions, little thoughts, even the weird ones. We love them all. So if you're curious about anything, open the KidSpace Stories and Music app on iOS or Android and ask us. It's free, and it all starts with your question. Until next time, stay curious and keep asking.